failures or challenges presented themselves to you, and how did you overcome them?
Well, I think I wouldn't say anything is a failure. I think it's more, bumpy milestones that we had to overcome or learnings. We had a couple of partnerships where we spent a lot of time and resources building, but then eventually they didn't turn out because we didn't check in early on what their values are, what their true values are. And all of a sudden we said, I'm sorry, this is not where we want to be. We don't want to cut on quality just to make sure we meet the price point. So obviously we had to curl them eventually and said, I'm sorry, we are better apart. That was a bit painful because obviously we spent a lot of resources and we've a lot of money in the process and a lot of our time into this, but eventually we said no, we are not willing to just to put our name and brand on the line and risking potentially harming some people or harming some families in the process. So that was a big learning, and obviously we put way more steps in place now to make sure we choose the right partners to work with. Another learning is probably the biggest one, which in the beginning when you don't have any money, but you still want to have quality, obviously time and resources, the other part of the project. We spent thousands of hours on our platform, for example, testing everything, because obviously we chose quite a, let's say, affordable agency to work with overseas, and it was extremely painful. So it was blood, sweat, and tears. So probably less blood, but a lot of tears and a lot of sweat in the process. So for me, I think the learning, again, I'm not sure if I wouldn't have done it again the same way, but I think the learning is make sure you choose really, really strong partners, because if they are not much better at what you are in their area of expertise, you will outgrow them very quickly, and it will very quickly turn into a very frustrating relationship. So I've learned now to know what my weaknesses are and limitations are, and not focus on those for me to improve. I focus on finding the people who will fill my limitations and fill my weakness spot. So I make sure that everyone in the other roles that we have in the business is much, much better in that area than I am. And I expect them to challenge me and to tell me why we should not be doing things. So yeah, a lot of learnings. I think it's a big journey also to learn about yourself as a manager or a leader, because you also have a team to lead and motivate. And often I realize I'm being a pretty crappy boss, and I have to turn around and make good again on my people, right? But that's a journey. So yeah. A lot of learnings, I would say. But again, it's a marathon that we keep learning. And so far, all our team members are still on board. So I haven't managed to piss off anyone. Apologies for my French too much. They still love it. But I think the one thing that we've done right is everyone we bring on board is actually in it for the mission and the vision that we are there. So they want to help mothers first and foremost, to stay in the job and pursue their careers and be good moms and look after their families. And most of them are mothers themselves. Some of them escaped domestic violence. So they are 100% passionate, and they can probably get through my bad days of, being a bit short and a bit impatient and pushing people a bit too hard. But yeah, so it's a big learning overall.